Hello, sports fans. As I know, I'm back with another card opening video for your entertainment, and today we're going to talk about the top 10 most shameful baseball card listings I could find on eBay. Now, we all know that there's certain things that just don't quite feel right. It's close, but it's not quite right. Well, some of these listings are close, but not quite right, and some of them are just wrong, and they make you want to say, ugh. So, without much further ado, we're going to dive right in. These are the 10 that I could find yesterday that I just thought were awful. And we'll start with an honorable mention. Todd Zeile. Back in the day, we all thought he was great. He was going to be a power hitting catcher. We thought maybe his name was Zeile. We weren't quite sure. This is a common card. It's not worth anywhere near $14,000. It might be worth 14 cents. You should not go anywhere near this card unless it's a nostalgia play. Here's another honorable mention. We're going to see this card a couple times in this video. This is the Jose Uribe error card. It's an uncorrected error, which makes it also known as a common card. Someone's bold enough to ask for $15,000 for this card. We're going to see this card again with someone even more bold coming up very shortly. Yeah, that card's not worth anything at all. Here's our final honorable mention. It's not the Canseco twins. It's not Ozzy and Jose. It's just two different cards of Jose. These are common cards. These are maybe worth a couple bucks together. You could probably get both of them for $1 if you looked around. $21,000 is a ridiculous ask. They're saying that there is something wrong on the back of the 88 card where there's like a little print mark next to the number. Absolutely ridiculous. Why would you do that? All right, let's get into the top 10. First one is going to be a Tom Henke card, which has Darryl Strawberry on the back. That's cool. It's a novelty. I have a few cards like that on my PC of guys that I PC where either they or the other player are wrong. You know, the front and back don't match. $25,000 though. Give me a break. Darryl Strawberry and Tom Henke aren't even that good. That's a misprint card. It's not worth anything. Now we have Dan Gackler. This guy was listing this card for 27 grand, not even an error or anything like that. And you couldn't even get a screen grab that showed the card and the price, which maybe tells you something. All right, let's move on to number 8. Here we have a Pete Rose card, and I bet that you couldn't get $34,000 for this card. And nobody's going to get $34,000 for this card. This is a complete sham. This person should be ashamed of themselves. There's no reason to list that card for that much money. That is a common card. Okay, once again, rearing his ugly head is Jose Uribe. A few years back, this card spiked in value because people discovered that it was a rare error card, which it's not. Every single one of these cards in 1990 Fleer has this same issue. It's not worth $80,000. All right, number 6, we get Barry. Now, $80,000 is a ridiculous amount of money for this error card. This is not an error card at all. This just has a bunch of misprints on it. He has done you the courtesy of listing all of them, but that doesn't make the card valuable at all. Just because they're printing blotches on a card doesn't make it worth anything. But if you want to invest $10,000 more, you can grab this Barry Bonds Topps rookie card that's got an even more detailed description of all the things that are errors in this card. It's not an error card. Don't be fooled. Don't go anywhere near it. Okay, now we're going to have a very interesting one. So Noah Williams hit a $165 last year in the minor leagues. I don't remember if it was rookie ball or low A, but anyway, a low level. He's 19 years old. He's a prospect. Could be worth something someday, but it's maybe going to be worth $100 if he becomes the next Mike Trout. It's never going to be worth $100,000. This is probably from some teammate of his from his Little League team trying to make a quick buck. Not even close. Not even close. Okay, now we have an interesting one. This is not even a baseball player. This is not even a Topps card. This is a Bert Bernanke card. He was a former chair of the Federal Reserve. $147K is absolutely ridiculous. You could make this card in Photoshop at your home, and it would look exactly the same. It's not even that good of a Photoshop job. He didn't autograph it or anything. Unless you're a big historian of the Fed, there's no reason you'd want this card for $1.47, let alone $147K. All right, now it's getting really good. Tied for number 2, we have these two cards. Granted, they are of Hall of Famers, but these are just terribly miscut cards. It even says so in the description. A miscut card is not an error card. There's nothing special about it. If you send this card into Beckett or PSA, it's going to get rated a 1 because it's not a mint card. It's not in good shape. It's an anomaly. It's an error. You could take a full uncut sheet and just cut them all that way and try to sell them for $500,000. Here's the most egregious of all, the king, the reigning champion. It is Sammy. Almost $1 million. This one, the seller isn't even claiming that there's anything special or unique about it. Other than that, there's a pop count of 2 in this card in a 10. Okay, well, that's just stupid because no one is dumb enough to send this card, which is worth less than $1, to pay 20 or 25 bucks to get it graded. That's why the pop count is so low. It's not because it's hard to get this card in a 10. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel to grow. I'd love to have you in the Army of Champions. We bring you awesome content every day. And make sure you keep that big smile on your face, because even though these cards are not so awesome, baseball cards are awesome, and Nomar loves you. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
What's up? I'm Kevin Millar. Nomar loves you.